everybody. This is the Longhorn Confidential for Tuesday, March 10th. I'm Danny Davis, the American-Statesman. Joined today, Cedric Golden, David Eckert. We talked softball last week with TJ and Zoe. We're going to talk baseball this week with the Texas baseball team off to a 15-0 start. I will say we're recording this on Tuesday afternoon. Texas plays at Texas State tonight, so they'll either be 16-0 and after their best start, tying their best starts in 2005, or you can say we jinxed them. So do with that information what you will. But SEC play opens up this week at the Dish. Ole Miss will be coming to town for a 3-game series. So we're going to kind of play a little game of buy or sell. It's not that clever of a name. I thought of horns up or horns down, but people tend to get a little angry at home when we say horns down. So we're just going to keep it simple with buy or sell. Eck, we'll start with you. This 15-0 start, do you buy it or do you sell it?
It's tough because I really don't think they've played anybody. I don't think Coastal Carolina without their two best pitchers is really anything to write home about. But it's not like they're going out there and they're beating these bad teams like 3-2. I mean, for the most part, they're just kicking the crap out of them. I think 6 of those 15 wins have been by run rule. Their starting rotation looks ridiculous. So I'll buy it. Not in the sense that I think they're going to go 54-0 or whatever, but I think they're a top tier SEC team, and they've certainly looked that way through the first few weeks of the season.
How do you buy or selling?
I buy it. Like Egg said, but this is not unusual. I mean, I covered them for 4 years. Daniel, you've covered them forever. This is what they do. They don't always play a great team. The one thing that Augie Garrido always did, which I respected, is he would have one big dog in that non-conference schedule. And usually it would be Stanford. Either Stanford would come here or Texas would go to Stanford. And he had a healthy amount of respect for Mark Marquis, the legendary Stanford coach. And I asked him one time, and I go, Augie, why do you always schedule them? He goes, I want to find out if we're any good or not, because Stanford was always good back in the day. So with this team, I see what I see. I mean, they are working these teams they played, and like X said, they're not scraping by. And so if they can work these bad teams, then they're probably going to be competitive in the SEC. The lineup is the lineup. The pitching staff is the pitching staff. They've got depth for days. So I think, haven't gone through anything yet, guys. And baseball season's a long time. Somebody's going to get hurt. And I'm talking about somebody bigger than Jonah Williams is going to get hurt. And how do you adjust to that? I mean, last year, Spencer gets hurt and didn't come back from that. So we'll see what happens this year. It's a long season. But for right now, I'm buying that 15-0.
I'll just be the contrarian. I'll sell just because I don't really know exactly what we're buying.
Don't sell for the wrong reasons, though, Daniel. Don't do it.
I just don't know what exactly we're buying. UC Davis is terrible. Michigan State's 1-11 since beating Louisville. Coastal Carolina was banged up. Baylor and Ohio State, congratulations. USC Upstate's a good, tournament team from last year, but they're also, I think, the Big South. So Texas should be sweeping a team from the Big South. I just don't know exactly. Tonight, actually, against Texas State, may be one of their bigger tests, just because they're going into hostile territory. That place is going to be, Bobcat Stadium is going to be packed and really loud, and they always seem to kind of challenge this Texas team. So Eck is correct in the sense that, like, if they had been struggling in these games, I think the panic meter would be off. Their pitchings look good. Their lineups look very good. That depth of their pitching staff, really hasn't been tested as far as the starter is concerned, because everyone's been healthy. So I just don't know. Am I buying the number 2 team in the country? Am I buying that College World Series contender? I just don't know. I won't know until we get into SEC play. This that starts in 2005. I don't know if I'm comparing them to this 2005 team or not. So I'm not selling in the sense that I think this team is terrible. I'm just selling in the sense that I don't know exactly what I'm buying at the moment, just because this non-conference, you can only play who's on the schedule. And maybe this schedule looked a little bit tougher when Jim put it together, because we expected Coastal to be healthy, and maybe some of these teams to be a little bit better than they are. But I still don't know exactly what I'm buying. So I'll sell this to have someone get angry at me in the YouTube comments. Next up, Ruger Riojas. I think he was kind of a little bit of a surprise announcement at the beginning of the season when he was tabbed as the Friday starter. but he's looked really good. 4-0, 1.23 ERA. Has looked the part. But do you buy or sell Ruger as the Friday starter, or would you prefer to see someone else in that role? Seth, we'll start with you.
Ruger's on some different stuff this year. I don't know, but the SEC will be daunting. I'm still of the opinion that Dylan Volantis will be the eventual Friday night guy. I think he's the most talented cat on the staff, and that nasty lefty stuff is what it is. I know UT Upstate touched him up a bit over the weekend, but it's early in the season. His upside is eons bigger than Ruger's. I subscribe to throwing my best guy on Friday night, and Ruger has been damn near untouchable at that 1.23, but Dylan's not far behind. If Greg Swindell says that that Dylan Volantis is one of the best left-handed pitchers in America, then I'm gonna think he should be starting for the Texas Longhorns on Friday night. And Greg Swindell is Greg Swindell. He's a straight shooter. I'm gonna say sell on Ruger and go with Dylan Volantis as my Friday night guy.
I'm going to buy Ruger in this Friday role. I think we have kind of forgotten how good he looked at times last year before his season just completely just tailspin with him getting sick and losing all that weight. What I wanted to see from him at the beginning of the season was just kind of how he was with his control and just kind of how he's looked. He hasn't faced the greatest lineups, as we already touched on, but I think he only has 3 walks this season. His strikeout numbers are up. He's just really looked like what he looked like against Texas A&M before everything fell off for him last year. And that's what I wanted to see. I like Dylan in that Sunday role. I like, if you're a Texas fan, feeling pretty confident whether you need to sweep a series win or salvage a series, or you have DB going on Sunday against presumably another team's number 3 guy, because we know Luke Harrison's going to stick in that Saturday spot. I like that lineup. Do you think Ruger can hold his own on Friday? So I think Ruger's looked the part. I think he looked the part at times last year before things just kind of fell apart on him, which wasn't, as we found out later, just wasn't all him. It was some physical things going on. So I think so far he's looked the part. We're going to learn a lot more this weekend against Ole Miss, but for now, I'm definitely buying what they're doing with that rotation. Eck.
Yeah, I'm buying. I mean, guys, this stuff, like, I don't know. It's just to my eye test, more than anything statistically that he's done, like the juice on his fastball is substantially greater than it was last year. His like the 17 different off-speed pitches that he throws are all, they're clicking. He's
Say
like
17.
yeah. He's he's and I think just kind of talking to him, like he's got that little bit of like absolute craziness that you kind of want from an alpha, right? Like he's like, I think he said Friday night, he's like, I love tormenting the other team or whatever. Um, he gives me Friday night vibes with the stuff and with the attitude. I mean, for crying out loud, he's doing like where he takes his leg kick and he pauses at the top of his leg kick just to mess with the other team because he's that good and he can do that. So I just, and really, he's probably faced the best lineup that Texas has encountered this year, and that's Coastal Carolina, and just completely blew it away. Like they had no chance. So, I really like Dylan Volantis. I think if you'd asked me this question 4 weeks ago, I'd say Dylan Volantis should be starting Friday nights. But I mean, the way that Ruger has pitched over the last 4 weeks, man, like that stuff just looks really, really, really good to me.
Well, a lot can change in 4 weeks. Aiden Robbins, Seton Hall transfer, came over. He's definitely looked the part, as I picked up a fork instead of my pen just randomly. He's definitely looked the part since he's come over in this outfield from Seton Hall, currently leading the team in hitting and home runs. He hit, sloshed before the season, 400, hitting 400 at Seton Hall's still an accomplishment, even though it's a 400 that carries. So is Aiden Robbins buy or sell? Is he the best bat in this Texas lineup?
Right now he is. I mean, good Lord. I mean, what hasn't he done so far? I'm gonna buy it for now, but let me tell you guys something. I'm waiting on Adrian Rodriguez. I'm still waiting. And I see the bat speed. I see the power. I see the power coming eventually. I don't think he's hit a home run yet. Um, but he's coming off that hand, and I know he's hitting 328. But he's got power. He hits line drives to all fields. He's a smart batter. He's only struck out 6 times in 61 at bats. So, and anyone's tried to hit a baseball with a hand injury that you're coming back from, you tell me a guy's still hitting 328, and we know there's another level to this. And so, love what I'm seeing from Aiden, but I just won't be shocked if Adrian Rodriguez sometime in the middle of this season gets on a heater and carries this team for 1 or 2 series, because he's not there yet, guys. He's not there. And Schloss said it. Schloss goes, he's hunting. Right now he's still hunting for power, and that power is going to come. So, I'm gonna buy Aiden for now, but in 3 or 4 weeks, don't be surprised if A-Rod is wrecking shop, because he's got that upside.
You buy or sell Aiden as a top bat in this Texas lineup, which is hitting pretty well so far this season.
Yeah, I'm kind of having the same discussion with myself as Seth, because I think I just tools wise, I think Adrian Rodriguez is their best hitter. Um, Schloss just kind of said, hey, like the hand is still a factor. Like it's not pain free. He's still dealing with some stuff, and it's just with all the tools that he's got, it's easy for me to see a world where we get to April 15th or whatever, and Adrian Rodriguez is that dude. I don't know. I have a hard time anointing someone who's never seen SEC pitching and really has never gone through a season of high major pitching, right? Because he's seeing a lot of what he saw at Seton Hall, in this 4 week stretch here. So that's not to say that he can't or won't. It's just I want to wait and see it before I crown him. So I'm gonna sell it for now. I think there's a couple of other guys. I know Carson Tinney hasn't really turned it on yet. I think he will. Um, Temo Becerra weirdly is just like hitting for a ton of power, which if he continues to do, you know, Ethan Mendoza, I think is a candidate for this too. So there's a few contenders here. I'm gonna sell it for now, but it wouldn't surprise me if that ends up being the case.
You just mentioned who I'm going to sell just because I really like what Ethan Mendoza provides in the leadoff spot. And unlike Aiden, unlike Tamo, Ethan's gone through SEC play once. So he kind of knows what SEC pitching is. He was our leading batter, leader in batting average last year. He's third this year, 356, 4 home runs, scored 18 times. Like the rest of the team, has been really efficient on the stolen base. So I just like what Ethan does as a leadoff hitter, and he's a little more experienced than those other guys, Carson Tinney as well, in this SEC and what SEC pitching is. So I will go with Ethan atop the lineup. But like I said, SEC play starts this weekend in Ole Miss, 3 games over at the Dish. Texas, defending champs in the SEC as far as regular season is concerned, tripped up a little bit in the tournament, but that's part of the past. If you ask the Longhorns, if you are going to take Texas out of the equation, a few teams, Mississippi State, Auburn, Georgia, are ranked in the top 10 with D1 baseball. LSU has fallen all over itself, so they kind of tumbled in the polls. Arkansas is hanging around 2. Is Mississippi State, which is ranked 3rd, I believe, in D1 right now, behind Texas and UCLA, are they the team to beat in the SEC if you do not factor Texas into this question? Sad, we'll start with you.
Well, I haven't seen them, so I mean, so this is a guess. I know they're 14-2 and are hitting 356 as a team, which is sick. And Texas not chopped liver at 337. It's a guess, but personally, I would sell it because I would keep my eyes on Texas A&M. And the Aggies are batting 340 and have some old familiar faces back. Gavin Grahovic, 351. And Terrence Kill II. I covered his father 25 years ago in Tyler. That's how old I am. I am so damn old. Damn, I'm old. He's hitting 417 and has a 1.000 OPS. So I know a little bit more about the Aggies. I know the team ERA of 2.28 is nothing to sneeze at. They've got a sophomore lefty, Shane Cedric, who's already got 2 shutouts. Who gets shutouts anymore in college baseball? So I'd keep my eye on the Aggies. Now, Eck, I needed to ask you this. I noticed that Georgia has 61 home runs.
I know.
Have you been to that park? I had to go. I looked at Foley Field, 314 down the
Yeah,
left field line. That
I've
is
never
that's dumb. That's dumb.
I've never been there, but it is famously like
It's a bandbox.
Yeah.
So I don't take that seriously. So, but if I had to pick between the two, I would slightly go A&M, maybe because I know a little bit more about them and I've seen them this year over Mississippi State. So I would sell.
That Georgia is playing teams that may have their starting pitchers on the Statesman softball team in a couple of years. But I would not
I
say
saw that. I saw a guy pitch for the Statesman softball team last week, Daniel. I saw it up close and personal. And this guy, they didn't start him, but they moved him from shortstop because he had like 6 throwing errors for sport. Why is there a 6'5" shortstop playing, and his name's not Alex Rodriguez? So I don't know what that was about. So yeah, and I'm not gonna tell you who it was. I'll just look at the person and whistle. Hey, Eck.
that's the Eck getting thrown to the wolves. Eck, do you want to defend yourself?
No, but Daniel, one thing, our
talk
coach
SEC?
Tyler Davis, he goes there. Someone goes, I'm not going to be there next week for next week's game, and Tyler goes, if you're not going to be here for next week's game, will you raise your hand? And I go, never again, Daniel, never.
Yeah. Well, listen, I have never pitched softball before. I've never played softball before. Okay,
I struck out 2 times in a softball.
I struck out
game.
once.
I think it was twice, sir.
No, sir. Once.
That's one time too many in softball.
Hey,
That's
it takes a long time.
embarrassing.
It takes a long time to get there, man. Like I've got like my baseball muscle memory. I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right,
Waiting.
having a cup of tea. Like, holy crap! But I think I did okay for someone who's never pitched before. I was throwing strikes at least. All right,
Not from shortstop.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah, that's fat. Yeah.
All I know is that between hearing the stories about Eck and our great photo editor Ricardo a couple weeks ago blowing the game because he didn't step on third base, I'm kind of glad I've retired from softball. That's
His wife told me he was so excited that he missed second and third. They
Yep.
could have appealed either base. The Cardinals can play.
we're a mess. We need to let some of these Texas athletes we criticize come to a Statesman softball game and criticize us. But back to the topic at hand, Eck, who's the SEC team that you kind of think is the team to beat aside from Texas?
Yeah, there's a couple that I've kind of got my eye on. I think you have to Georgia. You know, the ballpark is what it is, but that's a crap load of homers. So yeah, you've got to have your eye on them. Mississippi State's one of them. You know, that's a program in its first year under a new head coach, and I think their best win is probably Troy by now. So we haven't really seen a whole lot from them. Arkansas and LSU are having some slip ups. They're going to be factors, guys. They just are. Like I know they're losing some stupid games right now, but those are really good teams. Auburn is a really good team. So I think Texas, I'd probably group them in with all of those guys, to be honest. I think there's probably 4, 5, 6 teams that could win this conference. And I would put Texas kind of at the head of the pack for now, but certainly there's some other teams that could compete with them.
Yes, I like the way Auburn has played. I like, they went up to Globe Life for one of those showcases. They beat Florida State. They beat Louisville. So maybe they have some of the better non-conference wins so far in the conference. Mississippi State hasn't beat anyone, but they also took UCLA to extras. So I mean that's impressive. And Brian O'Connor coming over, we all know what he did at Virginia. So that's a new coaching staff and obviously some breath breathed in that team. It hasn't been that long since they won a natty. So I think I would go with Auburn, but I also like Mississippi State. I know why they're ranked third. So it should be a fun SEC race as Texas gets underway this weekend. But that's gonna do it for us. We want to just kind of catch everyone up on with baseball before SEC plays begins this weekend. There's a lot of stuff on statesman.com if you want to flip over to the website. Spring football started this week. The women's basketball team's coming off a SEC tournament championship as they prepare for NCAA. So we have plenty of stuff about Vic and the ladies. The Texas men's basketball team. If you want to watch them go one and done in Nashville, I'm again headed over for that. So
Hater, quit hating.
Uh,
Stop hating, Daniel. Stop hating. They're not going to
Uh,
lose. They're not going to lose Ole Miss. Come on now.
all right. Said, do you have anything on second thought this week, or we off?
No,
for a
I don't
little
think
bit?
we're gonna. I don't know that we'll have a guest unless you want to come on and talk about UT women's basketball. We might do that, but we're gonna hit on spring football starting out, and then give Vic Schaefer and the ladies some love. A good read from Daniel Davis on Vic Schaefer keeping his jacket on for the entire tournament.
Miracle.
That's a miracle. He's never kept his jacket on for more than a couple of games. That just tells you how good Texas is playing right now.
We had a profile today on me and Sed's favorite player, Justice Carlton. And
We
just the way she played.
we
She
are
played on Sunday.
rolling. Jay's rolling in the dough, and she is, Daniel, I know you'll co-sign. She is their best post player. When they get it to her on the box, there's nobody that can stop her. She's too good on that box. If she was 6'5" or 6'4", she'd be a first round pick in the WNBA. She's got a bag of tricks on that box. She does.
And last week, Rory Harmon and Derek Johnson stopped by the On Second Thought podcast. So you can find that on YouTube, where you'll find this, statesman.com, where you'll find all our stories. That's all we got for y'all today. We'll see y'all down the road. We appreciate y'all watching. Deuces.